What are we looking at here, Wes?
So this right here is the very first outdoor hunting video I ever made. And what got me into videoing hunts and everything is I started working for, at the time, John Waluziak and Cody Kellum of Full Draw Film Tour. And they brought me on as a roadie, basically, to help them put on the Full Draw Film Tour at events.
Okay.
And that got me into wanting to film and just be outdoors more. So the opportunity came up to film South Cox hunting with John and South's buddy Leonard, and I jumped at the opportunity. So you can click play here, and we'll just play this. Looks like they probably had some problems with the song I chose, so they had to put a different song in there. But nonetheless,
what song did you choose?
I can't remember, but this is Dave Brinker.
Okay.
Yep. So we drove all the way down to Nevada and met South and Leonard there in Nevada and headed up to those mountains right there. And it was awesome. So I had never been to that elevation before, like that high. From going from
who
the
are these
valley
guys
floor.
right here?
These are the packers. So these are our horse packers that actually took us in to where we were going. I don't know how many miles it was, but it was a long ways. All the way up. That's at the very top of the mountain there, unloading all the panniers. That's cash.
How many horses did you guys have?
We had myself and another videographer, my buddy Zach.
What's his?
And South, John, and Leonard. So we had at least 5 horses for us, packed our bags at the top of the hill there, and made our way over to where our base camp would be. Water is super limited up there. And about right now, I've got a major headache. And we stopped to get water.
There's not much water in that creek.
There is not much water on that mountain there. But I got a mild case of altitude sickness right about now, and I'm feeling absolutely terrible. And I actually have to lay down for like 10, 15 minutes or so and just gain my composure. But basically what happens after I slept at that elevation, I woke up the next day and felt a lot better. So we immediately, set up camp, do everything. That's me right there on the far right.
Gosh,
that's a young and
skinny.
A young Wesley. Yes. Young and skinny.
How old were you in this?
23, 22.
Who's the other guy with the camera?
That's Zach. That's my buddy Zach Henderson.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a long story for another day of how he got there, but the guy I was going to originally film everything with just shit the bed. So I had to get a second replacement, and my buddy Zach filled in. So we set up camp there at, I don't know what elevation. It was high. You'd think, there's a lot of grass around, but there's more rocks than you'd imagine. So the first morning, actually, Leonard and I put a stock on a big 3-point, I think, right here. And actually, when Leonard draws back, his fiber optic of his sight was broken, and so he was a little bit confused on which pin he needed to set for this buck. And he actually draws. And Leonard is a phenomenal shot, and he's killed a lot of big blacktail bucks. And he's not a rookie by any means, but he just absolutely shanks this shot. Draws back. I think he shoots right under it. And it looks like he's shooting over me, but he's not. He's way to the right of the bush.
How far was this shot?
I think it was like 60.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that flustered him a little bit, but Leonard's a phenomenal shot. You think the shot comes here, just right underneath him.
Yeah.
That country is like you see all those deer right there?
Okay.
And you see all those deer right there? Can you see those deer?
I mean,
I
see them there, obviously.
It's kind of hard, like, spotting them. Like, you'd think, oh, they're just in the wide open, but they just blend in so much more than you think. And they bed in those cattails right there, and they just go right in, and you just never find them. It's super, super important when you're hunting a high country like that to be glassing where you want to be right at light. Like, if you're not glassing at light, you're not going to pick up.
Just because you think of the shade of it or what?
Unless you've got some major, awesome, like optics, you're not going to glass where those bucks are at. So, like, south, like right there, he's got his Saguaro out, and we're setting that thing up every 200 yards, 150 yards, and glassing into the shade.
Oh, so you're literally running the ridge line.
Literally running the ridge line, kind of like how we elk hunt, kind of basin to basin, looking in different basin, looking in those shade pockets. That's a crazy shot right there. Just on a rock face.
Yeah. How did he get into this area? And what's the tag look like for this if we wanted to go do it?
I think it's only like 2 points. You just got to go spend the money to apply in Nevada. Last I heard, the age class and the size of those deer had gone down majorly. Just from some people I know that have been in there. But, I mean, it's just a 2-year, and those deer are back.
Is that worth it for us to go do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I really need to kill something here before I need to take some time and do it.
There's some boxes you got to check here before we go and do that. But this was a move to another basin, and it took about a half day to get to that basin, going farther into the wilderness.
Did you get over the sickness pretty quickly, or what?
Yeah. I just had to sleep up there. I had to sleep up there.
Huh.
And once I woke up the next day, I was good to go.
Was this your, like, first kind of real backcountry?
This was my first real backcountry. Backcountry being you're like a full, I'm talking like full 7 hours to the truck.
Okay.
Like full 7 hours.
Yeah.
And you see that tall stuff right in there? Those bucks just go right into that and lay down. You just don't ever see them.
And then, of course, he's got to get ultra close.
Yeah. But
did he go off on his own on that?
Yeah, John, actually, see him walking right there. We spot some bucks bedded underneath a cliff.
Oh, and he's on the cliff right here.
He's on the cliff, and he's going up on top of them, and they're bedded in a cliff right underneath these rocks.
Oh, my goodness.
And he ends up missing a buck at 7 yards. And so those bucks are bedded right there to just about in the center of the screen on the left side. Those bucks are bedded in that highlighted area right there. And he throws a rock, and these bucks just stand up and come right out. So he's going to throw a rock right here. There's the rock. And those bucks stand up right there. And missed. That was a rough one.
How long did it take him to get over there?
2 hours. Not humiliating, but just a real gut check.
Was that with the traditional?
Yeah.
That one was?
That was traditional bow.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and so on this, Zach was over there filming south, and they spotted a buck kind of on this rock edge, that buck right there that he's showing, and they ended up finding him, and they ended up bumping him, and then when they bump him, he actually goes and beds kind of in the same situation that John just had. He beds right underneath a cliff, which is what those bucks do in Nevada, Colorado, Wyoming, wherever. They like to bed against those rock faces because they're safe.
Okay.
And this is the infamous taking your pants off and hunting, going through the brush with no pants on. And if you've never done it, then you don't understand how much noise your pants make going up against the brush. But if you've ever been within, if you're to the point where you can hear a deer breathing, the level of quietness that you need to get to is another level of quietness. It's next level. So South goes down this, this little rocky ravine, getting to the edge of this cliff, and he sees these, this brush patch that he's got to go through, and he knows that the pants he's wearing are just going to be too freaking loud. And you can see the tine of the buck right there, barely in the shadow. But South notoriously takes his shoes off. I think he keeps his socks on, but he just drops trowel right there.
I guess maybe.
Dude,
but the other guy got just at 7 yards, too.
He didn't have to go through any brush.
Didn't have to go through any brush. Okay.
But South is like the kind of guy that like cuts zipper like this. Like this.
He'll
he
cut
just
it off.
Cut it off.
Just because it
He'll
might
cut it
make
off.
some noise.
Yeah, he doesn't wear bino harnesses that are super a certain way. He doesn't like. He's also with the traditional bow here. Like he's not smoking stuff at 45 yards, 50 yards. He's trying to get to 10.
Pretty easy to mess up too, I guess.
It's pretty easy to mess up. And these deer are, they're putting themselves in a position to where they can hear, right? If anything does get to the top of this ledge, they're thinking they're going to hear it.
Well, they're not thinking that something's going to attack from 30 feet above them.
Not necessarily, no.
How far away are you right now?
And this is actually Zach filming
Zach.
him. He's probably about 45 yards,
Yeah,
50 yards.
He's not very far.
He basically got to where he could barely see the tips of the antler of the buck, and then he just stopped right there. And this is Nevada. Sun is absolutely just beating down. Super hard to not have the video blown out.
Yeah.
So South pretty much shoots straight down at this deer. This is one of the craziest kill shots. Just got to get all the way to the freaking edge of this rock outcropping. Don't slip.
How high up is he?
30 feet. And so he's got to be able to put... I don't know if he shoots between his legs with the bow. It's awkward, I know that.
Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Just, how'd they know?
How did they know? So he ends up shooting that buck. You can see that arrow sticking out of the... He just tumbles over here and dead right there.
Wow. Hold on. I got to see that again.
I shot him in his bed, laying down. The buck just tumbles.
Oh, man.
Dead right there. Elation. It took me 3 years of filming for South before South trusted me to go on a stalk with him. That I wouldn't screw it up.
But he let Zach kind of go on this one? Or he kind of
Well, no, I'm saying over the shoulder.
Oh, over the shoulder of him?
Yes.
Yeah. So meaning like you're not gonna. So like, which one did you do over the shoulder? Do you have any? Are there any other ones or no? There might not be.
I don't think so. I think they're on DVD.
How many trips did you go on?
Nevada twice, Colorado 3 times.
All before you married?
No. The last one in Colorado, I was married. I just got married.
What was the eventual goal of all that?
The eventual goal of just filming?
Like, yeah, it's not like you got paid very little. You weren't making. You weren't going to make it much.
minimum wage, pretty much,
or
less than. Yeah, I got a pair of Zeiss binos out of the deal, and
that's not a knock on South. That's just how it goes for guys going on hunts, cool hunts like that. You can get someone to go.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he's just like, South is just at the point where he's like, yeah, if you can freaking make it up the mountain and you can run a video camera and you're not going to bitch out, yeah, I'll take you.
Right.
And it's few and far between the guys that can actually do it. Like, there's like this weird line of like incredible videographers and then videographer, just a standard guy who can click record and make it up the mountain.
Yeah.
That right there, that spot in Colorado, the farthest I was away from the truck was 14 miles.
Okay.
And this is not a freaking logging road that we're talking.
Yeah, that's the hard part that I don't quite understand yet.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done the whole. I mean, you guys had a trail in.
Yeah, we had a trail in 9 miles.
Okay.
And then we got up to 13,200 feet.
Jeez.
It's the highest I've ever been. So 13.2, and that wasn't even that year. It was, I don't know, the years are blurring together. But we ended up going that far, and ended up another trailhead was closer, so we went out a different trailhead. And then I had to walk the road.
You walked by yourself?
No.
Okay. Sent the
South actually went and did it. Dude, South is a freaking Energizer bunny. Okay. He's like a pygmy goat, I swear. That guy can walk. He can just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. We got to the trailhead, and he's like, yeah, you want to go with me to get the truck? And I was like, I'll stay with the goats. So we took a bunch of goats on the trip that we did that, and I stayed with all the goats at the trailhead. The goats are just like laying there like dead. And then he went and got the truck, and 5 hours later he came back.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, actually when we were that far back, a snowstorm hit, and we walked out, and my feet were so cold to the point to where they had some form of nerve damage, and I came back, and for more than a month after, I had shooting pains in my feet. It felt like my feet were asleep for like over a month after that.
You're waiting for your foot to be turned black. Basically.
I was really close to going to an actual podiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all because my feet were frozen.
That's the difference too, going back that far. Like, what could you have prepared better to?
There was nothing. That was just a freaking gut check. That was just head down. Don't cry in front of South. Your feet are just absolutely killing you.
Yeah, but if you're gonna get frostbite, what do? You think it was that? It wasn't that cold.
It wasn't that cold. It was just, what happened was my feet got cold and frozen, and then they're jamming into the front of my boot, going downhill, 13,200 to 7,000 feet.
Yeah, so a little drop.
And it's constantly dropping the entire way. A backpack on.
Yep.
We had goats with us, so they were carrying out a deer and this and this and this. But I've still got all my camera gear, personal gear on my back. I don't know, probably only like 25 pounds on my back, but that's enough to make a man out of you.
Yeah.
It's
I've never done it before, and that's one of those ones where you're like, okay, you watch on YouTube, and 95% of the people will never do it.
No.
So are you going to get back there and do it?
Yeah, I'll back there
and do it. We're going to go do it?
Yeah, for us, it's a little bit different. We're not buying like landowner tags and like just how South gets to go and do that. He's going and doing that stuff every year. So now
but
he's
that
a
was
resident.
That was a wilderness though, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was.
Yeah, but different states are different. So like you can get a landowner tag that's good for the unit, not just the private land.
I see.
So in some states your landowner every state varies, whatever, but his landowner tag was good for a unit. And so he was able to go and hunt that unit. But yeah. Yeah, so that was that one. That was my first ever videography, my intro to videography and editing. I bought when I got home from that trip, the guy who was supposed to edit it, he's like, "No, I can't edit it." You did, he said, quote, "You didn't get 10 minutes of film in focus." So I literally went to the store, I bought a Mac, and then I remember typing into YouTube how to edit a video. And then the first thing underneath it was Premiere.
Yeah, Premiere.
Adobe. So I go.
They paid some money for that spot.
Yeah.
Adobe did.
Yeah.
Just so they could hook you.
And so then I said, okay, how do I do it? And I figured it out and did it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
then
how you
that
start,
film actually entered the film tour.
Right.
He got selected by the group of people to watch it and be entered. Yep. That was the intro to
filming anything.
Yeah, filming anything.
And backcountry hunting.
South Cox, Nevada, mule deer.